Today you're going to learn how to make a delicious, crispy pan-fried noodles with shrimp. It's a very simple and easy Chinese restaurant dish to master at home. But it might be tricky at first during pan-frying the noodles to make it crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. And I'll show you how to make this amazing sauce that's even better when the pan-fried noodle soaks up its flavors. It is just a perfect combination with bean sprouts and enoki mushrooms. Hey everyone, my name is Wally. I like it, I cook it, and I share it. Let's go. I've got 200 grams of deveined and shelled shrimp. To devein, just slice down the spine, making a shallow cut, and just remove the poop chute. You might not get rid of it all, but that's okay. Clean the shrimp with cold water and just take a few minutes to wash off the shrimp. You're going to see how dirty the water is. Strain and rinse the shrimp off, and then in another bowl with clean cold water, we're going to give these shrimp the spa treatment. To the shrimp, I'm adding half a teaspoon of baking soda. The baking soda changes the texture of the shrimp, giving it a nice bite and pop after cooking. And then drop in 1 teaspoon of salt. And the salt is purely for flavoring. We don't need to season with anything else. We are letting the taste of fresh shrimp shine through here. Mix for about a minute and let that sit for 15 to 20 minutes. Just enough time for us to prepare the other ingredients. Cut up some garlic chives, also called Chinese chives, about 40 grams worth. There are different types of garlic chives. I'm using the one that looks like blades of grass. Now the flavors of this dish are kind of light, so these garlic chives adds a flavorful punch. Now I'll prepare some enoki mushrooms. Break them apart if it's really clumped up. I typically use Chinese mushrooms, and you can also use button mushrooms too. I have some enoki lying around, so that's what I'm using. This is a last minute ingredient. I have a large shallot that's about to expire, so I'm using it. Just half of it is enough. This dish is really customizable. You can add carrots, bok choy, whatever you got. Now of course we need some garlic, just 2 large cloves minced. We can't forget about the bean sprouts, 100 grams worth. Just clean and set aside. Now here's the all important sauce, starting with 1 cup of chicken broth, low sodium or no sodium, because we want to season this ourselves. Use a good quality broth. It could be anything, vegetable, beef, because it will make or break this dish. Add 2 teaspoons of soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of pure toasted sesame oil, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and finally 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. You also need to prepare 2 tablespoons of cornstarch mixed with 6 tablespoons of water in a separate bowl. This is called a slurry, and I'll explain what to do with it later. These are fresh egg noodles I'll be using, and I've got 200 grams. This recipe will serve 1 to 2 people along with other dishes. You can also use the dry ones too, just follow the package direction. For these fresh egg noodles, you plop them into some simmering water, and you don't need to cook these for too long, about 30 to 40 seconds. I'm cooking these in 2 batches by the way, just so that all the noodles won't stick together. Strain them up, removing as much moisture as you can, and then coat them with a few teaspoons of oil. Pan-fried noodles is one of the most underrated noodle dishes in Chinese restaurants. It's not as popular as lo mein, and maybe because of the price difference. Pan-fried noodles are typically more expensive. For example, this restaurant in New York City's Chinatown charges $13.50 for the shrimp lo mein, but a pan-fried noodle with shrimp costs $17.50. This restaurant in New York City sells it for nearly $20. Alright, so it's not a huge price difference between the 2 noodle dishes, but it's just enough to buy a side of fried egg rolls. With the same simmering water, strain the shrimp and then add it in. Cook the shrimp until it turns completely opaque and resembles a letter C. Then strain and set aside. We're ready to put this all together. And I've already added 3 tablespoons of oil to my wok. For pan-fried noodles, you really need a lot of oil. I'm using vegetable oil. You want to get your pan nice, hot, and greasy. So make sure you got your spatula and chopsticks at the ready. And also a squirt bottle with oil is really handy too. When you see your pan start to smoke and then drop in your noodles, don't worry about the shape at the moment, it'll get there on its own. The first 2 minutes is very important because that is the time when the noodles can stick easily to the pan. So check the bottom of the noodles often and also scrape around with a spatula. Now quickly squirt a few teaspoons of oil around the noodles. And once a toasty crust forms on the outside, then you can relax a little bit because it is less likely to get stuck to the bottom of the pan. When your noodles look more brown at the bottom, flip to the other side with a spatula and repeat. Think of it as toasting noodles. And these noodles will soak up lots of oil, so ever so often, squirt in a few teaspoons of oil. And rotate the noodles with chopsticks once in a while for even cooking and prevent burning. I know when both sides are done just by looking at it. The best way that I can describe it is, the surface should look like toast with a lot of brown and bits of burned. It's not a lot of noodles, so this took about 3 to 4 minutes on a medium heat. I'm using the same wok this time on a low medium heat. Add the minced garlic. There's already enough oil in there, but I will add more later. Mix around for 10 seconds. Then add the onions and cook this for another 15 seconds. Then add the bean sprouts, along with a few teaspoons of oil. Stir that around for about 10 seconds, just enough time to cook out the rawness of the sprouts. And then add the mushrooms. Keep stirring around for about 20 seconds. Now push aside the ingredients, mix the pre-made sauce and add it to the pan. Mix the cornstarch and water slurry mix really well and add a few tablespoons, then quickly mix. Add a few tablespoons more and then stir the pan again. Repeat until there's no more slurry. You can feel the thickness of the sauce with a spatula. You can also check the sauce consistency by looking at the back of the spatula. Run your finger right through the sauce. If you see the sauce not spread out, it's perfect. And by the way, lick your finger and see if you need to add any salt, because this is the time to do so. You can use regular table salt or soy sauce. Then add the shrimp. You gotta be a little bit fast here so we don't overcook the shrimp. Add the Chinese chives and stir around for another 10 seconds. Oh man, look at that delicious sauce tsunami and that plump shrimp. It looks so flavorful. Give this one a try. I know you love it. But as always, I take Bitcoins and Camels as payment. I will see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.